Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the Bando Stadium, the Football Cardiological Center for Match Day 26, where a surgical operation of two hearts is about to take place. Bando Heart of Lions here at home against Accra Heart of Oak. This definitely is going to be a grueling encounter here at the stadium where the fans of Bando Heart of Lions are looking forward to getting the 3 points at stake and of course staying put in the Premier League, currently sitting 10th on the Premier League table, Heart of Oak 4th. This is certainly going to be one of the most exciting moments there for the Bando lads, who certainly have one of the most resilient home records in the Premier League this season. One of the difficult grounds, one of the best home records so far. Just 5 goals conceded all season. Hearts of Oak have also found difficult times in recent visit here, trying to score some of the goals there here at the Bando Stadium. But that obviously is going to be a story to be told here as the two sides get ready. Benjamin Asari back on the starting lineup there for Accra Hearts of Oak, one of the best goalkeepers in the country, and also one of the goalkeepers who've been listed there for the Black Stars, 2 friendly matches against Germany, Austria, come next week there. And so the weather condition here pretty much humid. Most of the fans have come in here trying to ensure that they do cover themselves up there. It's a very grueling, a difficult time there to be here watching this game. But that, obviously, is not what you're looking for. A lot of umbrellas here at the Bando Stadium there. But the two sides walking majestically onto the pitch there, led by referee Robert Mose. Certainly, match day 26, pretty much of a difficult story there for Hearts of Oak. Having played a goalless drawn game with Basaka, only started in match day 25 there. Hearts of Lions also looking to pick up almost all the pieces together. This story had to be told and has to be told well.
Good afternoon, Benjamin Willie Graham, and certainly this will be a game that would have a huge bearing as far as the title race is concerned. Hearts of Oak just 5 points behind leaders Mediama Sporting Club, and they are looking at this game as a game that could propel them, towards that top 2 places. Talking about Mediama Sporting Club and then also BBA Gold Stars. But for Bando Heart of Lions, they failed to make this ground a fortress in recent times. They've lost to Mediama here, they've lost to Indiana here, they've lost to Gold Stars, and it's time for them to redeem that fallen image.
Well, there's the match of 2 hearts here at the Bando Stadium. Coach Didi Dramani, after the draw with the Basaka Holy Stars, did made it clear that the team needed to be very decisive and closing central spaces and also having some bit of an intense pressing movement there for the players, though they respect the strength. And of course, over Hearts of Lions, they know that this place is going to be a very difficult one there for Hearts of Oak, who definitely walk into this game and this ground, knowing that they have a Herculean task ahead of them. It's definitely going to be a banana peel, maybe, if it's Kersner taking for Hearts of Oak, having not really banked in the goals that the fans want to see them. But Hearts of Lions also do have certain things up their sleeves there. But they come into this game, just made one change into the team that really had to get themselves out of the FA Cup, and so just making sure that he gets a place in the team. Paul Ate Jason on the bench there for Kevin Asenso, but you're also looking at the up front there for Michael Efsin and Ismail Bambila. He's also going to be one of the few players to look out for there, but they still maintain a very, very strong side. DOGLI still at the heart of midfield as well.
Yeah, he's playing that double pivot role alongside Ismail Adu, and then also their top marksman Michael Efsin. He returns. He had no place, on the team when they played in that quarterfinal defeat to Dreams FC. He returns 6 goals, and he'll be hoping to add up to that tally.
Yeah, I did mention Fauzi Ali and Ebenezer Arban, Bismarck and Numa, Yao Dansu, all of them at the heart of the defense there for Heart of Lions. DOGLI and Ismail Adu as well. Then Moses Ayedem is going to be on the left flanks there for Heart of Lions. And of course, Kelvin Asenso is one of the players to look out for in terms of what he's able to bring there. The 2 captains trying to exchange that bit of pleasantries and look into what normally happens there. The ritual will have to continue here in the game there. But in terms of Heart of Lions and the difficult things that happens to them in their matches at home, they've been one of the best sides so far. Just 5 goals conceded in this season. One of the difficult side there for most teams to visit. Previous build-up to Heart of Oak remained the best defensive side in the league, though, the Phobians. But they certainly come into this game making 5 changes. Heart of Oak from the draw with the Basaka Holy Stars there. And you do want to look at Henry Koku. Also Boateng also out of the game there for Stephen Asari Apia. Also missing the game is Martin Kakari for Abdul Karim as well. And Osesibi with the red card. And so Rafael Amposa, who definitely is shifting from defense to midfield. David Oponfrani back into the defensive line there. George Paku also out, so sitting out of the game there for Mohamed Hussein. And Ransford Mensah, the left full back, is out for Baba Adamu.
Yeah, quite some wholesale changes there, but then the most significant one will be in the heart of defense for Heart of Oak, when there's no Kelvin Osesime after picking up that red card against Barca Holy Stars in the last game week. Now you have Afrani, who used to play in that deep role, dropping into the centre-back position. I'm wondering how these two will pair together with one of the best midfielders or defenders in the league recently. That's talking about Mohamed Ali at the back for Accra Hearts of Oak. But they still have the most, solid and resolute defensive line in the league.
Very resilient coach there, and you look to see what he want to do with the Bashir Hayfoot. A time when the team was actually slipping on the Premier League law, there were those who were calling for his head though, but he's maintained the momentum with the team. Coach Bashir Hayfoot, Didra Mani at the point came to receive some barrage of criticism there when the team was not scoring, Didra Mani, but again he's also kept his cool there, being with Accra Hearts of Oak as well.
And that's what makes that job quite difficult for anyone at all. You talk about Heart of Lions. Last season they were second. This season they've taken a slump, and it looks like they can't recover that. But then they would hope that they remain in a very respectable position. Heart of Oak, they're also not scoring, and it's so glaring whenever he speaks. Talking about Masoud Didi Dramani, it's frustrated for him.
Heart of Oak, there's a talk about the Phobians picking up the form and the sharpness and attacking momentum. The challenge for the Premier League log or Premier League title becomes a bit of enormous there. So here we are, the surgical ward and the hearts for us here remain very much intact. Looking forward to how these two teams will come together. You're looking at Hearts of Lions defensively looking to pick up almost everything. Hearts of Oak would have to go with some bit of an exceptional play to see if they can unlock the strength of the Phobians. This is one of the games that you expect the Hearts of Oak side to come pretty much strong, and they try to put themselves, Mohamed trying to get the ball straight into the half and chasing Nete coming in. And so that's a very clever play there from Accra Hearts of Oak. Stephen Asari up here, who's deputizing there for Henry Kwekubuating. Trying to get the first attacking play there for the Phobians. Pretty much clean at the back there. Opua Frani, makeshift arrangement there for him to be at the back together with Ali Mohammed. One of the most consistent centre-backs there in the Premier League, Ali Mohammed. And he's always paired well with CSCB, and so this time he's still staying put at his defensive line, or except to say, Opua Frani is there to support him as well.
Yeah, and you talk about consistency for them, and he's been so consistent regardless who he plays with. There's been a time where he's played with Kujo, he's been consistent. There's been Osesbe, then even Afrani as well, sometimes in a 3-back system, sometimes in a 4-back system as well. And you talk about consistency, and I think he personifies that.
Talk about the young man Ali Mohammed trying to drag the ball back to Emmanuel Amankwa, trying to push the ball a bit forward there. Hearts of Oak have almost over a lot of players just in the half of the bit over the Phobians, and Hearts of Lions looking to push forward here. Again, it's not the best of a play there from Baba Adamu. I tell you what, the Hearts of Oak really, in their most recent visit here at the Pando Stadium, they failed to score on their last 2 trips. Some of the positive there for the Phobians. They remain the best defensive side in the Premier League. Only 9 goals conceded, and they have been the strongest away team, recording 6 wins on the road there. Very impressive display there for Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, but contrasting as well, you're keeping clean sheets, but you're not scoring. 9 goals considered in 6 games, so that means in total they've kept 19 clean sheets, and that's quite amazing, for a club of their status. But you need to be scoring the goals to secure 3 points. It's quite important that you take away the lowest ranked team. That's 11 Wonders. Hearts of Oak has scored the fewest number of goals, which isn't quite good as well.
Again, trying to say that Bashir Hayfoot has picked up some of the matches there for Hearts of Oak and seen how the strong side they are. Pretty much aggressive in the approach there, Hearts of Lions. They also have the ability to play play out from the back. One of the key strengths and tactical discipline side. Adamu switching play down the right-hand side. Once again, Hearts of Oak with the quality that they have, and the offside flag really going up against Hamza Issa. He's being the only man up front there for the Phobians this afternoon.
Yeah, quite tight again, but they'll need to keep track of his movement, laps to play off the shoulders of the 2 centre-backs. And today Alban and Fauzi Ali would really have to keep a sharp eye on him. And already we've seen them moving the ball around quite swiftly. It's been quite easy for them, and that's how they love to play Accra Hearts of Oak, a bit more expansive.
Good play there from Lions as they try to push more men forward here. Was sent to the left-hand side, expecting to see a bit of a ball into the box. Bismarck in him. Chopping the ball back now. And so you have the Fauzi Ali also playing a part there. Also have Yao Danso on the ball. Switching play. Expecting to see a lot of runs there. Yao Danso once again giving it back to the Cherry. And Lions trying to dictate the pace and form a bit of a ring around Hartlepool defensive lines there and trying to see if they can send an in-swinger. That hasn't really been successful. Yao Danso again. DOGLI was supposed to be the intended man to pick the pass now. And so Maoli Wayo will have to go with a huge charge here, but recovering quickly and beautifully so. It is Lions Bismarck and him. And doing so to pick up pieces there for the Bando lads. So far trying to keep the momentum. Oh, lovely play here. Ishmaelado looking for space. And he gets support there from Yao Danso. Looking to pick up play here beautifully though. Moses Aidem. 10-12, Moses Aidem. Slalom run, Moses Aidem once again. Lions with opportunity to hold for a long strike here. It has been taken by goes wide. Well, not the best, but at least it's a warning shot there for Hartlepool and Kelvin Ascenso with that quality play there for Lions. And again, have to give credit there to Aidem.
Yeah, you don't give him too much space. That's what he did there. Ascenso cutting in from the left-hand side, onto that right foot, hitting that from a distance. Hartlepool already that ball from Maoli Wayo where he had options. He had just failed to see the run of Hamza Issa making that forward run.
Well, before the game there, Dramani had spoken extensively about Hartlepool having many of the players returning from injury, and most of them are yet to reach their full fitness. And that should be a worry there for Di Dramani, knowing that at least he's going to have players who really haven't got themselves back into the game, and it's going to be a foul here. It's going to be your man Ascenso, who is cleverly trying to wiggle his way around the Hartlepool players.
Yeah, and gradually he's warming himself up into the game. Not long ago we saw him hit that shot from the distance, and already he's trying to take on players. And as a winger, that's what you'd love to do. You'll play with some confidence, some grit, and then that's what Ascenso is already doing.
Good play defensively. Really much has to be looked at in terms of how defensively the two sides will be walking into this game. There's a bit of a very energetic play from both sides. Hartlepool exerting some bit of energy, and Lions also matching them equally and squarely.
Yeah, you'd always have to, if you play against Banward of Lions on this turf, that you'd have to put in an extra shift, extra work done, and that's what Hartlepool are trying to do, especially without the ball. In recent times we've seen this Heart of Lions team lose to Indiana, lose to Mediama, all by lone goals. So it's certainly that you need to put in some good work to win here.
Again, it's going to be a bit of a tangle there, but Hartlepool have been able to pick up the pieces there. I was looking to see how Stephen Saria Pia will have to work hard to cement a place. And DOGLI wins it here for Lions, and charging here. It's F. Saint was looking for a pass there, but Moses Ayedem has been giving it back here. DOGLI will have to recycle things there for Lions. Again, a bit of a push there. Notch the back of Fauzi Ali. Was dressing for it, and he got it.
Yeah, he did. And right call there, but all that by Stephen Apia's side, losing the ball casually where he had options. He could have just advanced that ball and allowing Hartlepool to move from attacking to defense in a split second.
Well, the Phobians are beginning to move out forward here. Stephen Apia. Again, the best of clearance there coming through from Hartlepool, but again, they have to have Asari Apia and Baba Demu. The left foot back goes round. Yao Danso Baba Demu on the ball here, but eventually he's been headed out beautifully by Ebenezer Arban.
A lovely combination there on the left-hand side. Adamu providing some support to the two wide men there. And just look at that. Good first touch. Gets in front of Danso. No chance at all, but again, good defending there by Arban. Just read the situation clearly. It was an alert to just head that one out.
Yeah, Hearts of Oak fans are looking for the first goal here in the game. And expecting to see exactly what this would turn out to be for the Phobians. Rafael Aponsa behind the ball. Just looking a little bit of the tug of war happening inside the 18-yard box of Lions. Ball whipped in here by Aponsa. And finally, he's been picked up by Aidem. And again, he clearly taken away from him, Hearts of Oak. Session Ishmaelado using it out. Yaldanso. Aban for Lions. Trying to push his men forward. Left sin. Not the best of control, but he's able to pick it up beautifully there for Lions. Sushin played down the left-hand side beautifully. Aldo here looking to turn his man around, but just volley hitting the ball, but we sit back. Bismarck Items ball in here, looking for a corner kick. Gets a throw in, rather.
Yeah, and Ali there nearly playing himself into trouble. A couple of casual balls there by Hearts of Oak, and looks like the head coach, Didi Dramani, isn't happy at all.
I was looking to see how best David Aparfani and his combination with Ali Mohammed will be working out today. That's what most of the fans are looking for, too. Mauli Wayo picking at the pieces here for Hearts of Oak, but eventually it's been won by Idem. DOGLI, one of the most few players in the game there. So 10 minutes gone. Hearts of Lions nil, Hearts of Oak nil. Yeah, the Bando Stadium. And again, always looking to see that bit of run there, and the ball whipped in, and wicked deflection there. Hearts of Oak nearly got punished by Asenso. He's been pretty much busy on the flanks there, and this time his effort saved by that deflection there. Corner kick advantage, Lions.
Yeah, another magnificent strike from Asenso on the left-hand side. No one keeping tabs on him. He has so much space to operate, and he loves to cut onto that right foot. Just look at that, another wicked one. I would say Benjamin Asari had that covered. For a second, that was quite dangerous for the Phobians.
Corner kick taken. And again, Ludenham was everybody. So again, it's going to be a very good one. That's a very first attempt at goal there by Lions. Cleverly, well taken.
Yeah, they've created the best chances so far. Asari doesn't look good. Look to have picked up a knock there after attempting to save that long-range shot by Kevin Asenso. I should be fine, but you're asking why they're giving the wide man of Heart of Lions so much space. You have Emmanuel Amankwa playing at the right-hand side. Not really seen him, going those 50-50 balls with Asenso. Asenso having so much freedom there. And it's a matter of time before he just punishes them.
10 matches played between the two sides. Hearts of Oak picking 3 wins there. Well, 4 wins, I should say. Hearts of Lions with 3. And 3 of those games have been a draw. Total goals scored 17, with Hearts of Oak having 10 goals scored against Lions, with 7 scored here by Hearts of Lions as well. 4 matches played here at the Bando Stadium. Hearts of Lions picking 2 wins. 2 of those matches have been a draw as well. So it's always going to be a tough scenario, tough grounds there for the Phobians anytime they're here to play Hearts of Lions. Another ball up there, Stephen Asari appear, just going in, not able to pick it up there, but chasing Neti, doing so well to defend his area.
In the last couple of minutes, we've seen the build up from the back, especially when you have options from your midfielders, the likes of Abdul Karim and then also Rafael Aponsa this time, but you hardly see them go so long, and that was what he attempted at that point. A bit overhit there.
Well, those who talk about the Hearts of Lions setup there, having scored 24 goals and also conceding 22 in the Premier League. Not really the best of defensive lineup there for the Lions in terms of goals conceded so far in the Premier League. And setting the best scoring team, 7th best scoring team so far in the Premier League with 24 goals. 6th less conceding team with 22. Now they've got a lot of statistics working for them, Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, he has, but until you just juxtapose that to, their numbers at this stage last season, and you think that they've just fallen of a bit as far as the standards is concerned. Last season at the stage, they were 5th on the league log with 41 points, and they were even ahead of Heart of Oak. It tells you that they've struggled a bit this season. Manu Heart of Lions.
Efton here. Could be opportunity for another drive in here, but not the best. When you talk about the defeat to Mediama SC here, Heart of Lions, so really they have not been that strong at home, having only 25 points from a possible 36 points at home. Clearly indicate that this game is a make or break for them, any chance they want to have in the Premier League in terms of how they want to play the matches or perhaps move up on the Premier League log.
Certainly, and you look at this point of the season where even Bashir Ford believes that the season is still ongoing for them, even though they crashed out over the MTN FA Cup and they're not fighting for the league title. And yeah, you think there's been some drop of quality. You don't lose to Mediama, Indiana gold stars here, and you still want to win the league. It doesn't happen to any side. You win these big games, you lose these big games, and certainly you might not be in the title conversation.
A bit of a foul here up front, and I expect to see Mohamed Hussein always looking for Steven Asari up here. Hussein is down, and I picked up a knock. And Baba Adamu trying to get something out of this one, but the referee, Robert Mosi, stopping play.
Yeah, I think that was a collision there between himself and then also Aidem. Was just trying to help with the defensive duties there. It's innocuous for me, not deliberate there. It should be fine, but it's not really settled into that number 10 role. You talk about Mohamed Hussein.
A while ago on the shot there, you did say the visitors here at the Bando Stadium. Clearly the Black Stars getting a lot of support behind of the World Cup, with Asari also in post there. And you talk about the new Black Stars jersey there. Because everybody wants to go grab a copy or have one. A drop in terms of performance and aggression in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, he has, and both sides trying to be very cautious. Certainly a win for either side would really give them a boost on the league log.
Here comes Mauluwayo on the flanks, like to advertise one into the box, looking for Issa. And again, Alban shrugging off any attempt to get the ball ahead of him. And Hamza Issa pretty much quiet this afternoon, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, but he was a target at that point. Mauluwayo spotted him. He made that good run from the blind side of, Alban. Good first touch there, but then again just lost possession after Alban came in stronger.
I'll tell you what, there's a very interesting scoreline there between Samatex and 11 Wonders. And so the first goal there scored against 11 Wonders. 18 minutes already gone in the game. And here comes Lions Asenso. Fine support there in Bismarck and him. DOGLI, the conductor, in the midfield there for Heart of Lions, and he's going to go a foul here. The referee just looking back, and might be, I'm not too sure again what the decision for the referee might be, but was a deliberate foul here? Was it pulled back? Yeah,
it was.
Yellow card, I guess. It's a yellow card. And the first yellow card and the first player to have his name taken this afternoon, David Opowafrani, who comes in for Kevin Osesibe. Got a red card, Kevin Osesibe against Basake Holy Stars. And now just about 17 minutes or 18 minutes. And the centre back, David Opowafrani, is in the books of the referee.
Yeah, needs to be careful now. Needs to be very careful. And
yet another card. Just oh my goodness, this turned out to be something, a bit of an interesting story there. And one of the combative and most skillful midfielders there for Lions there, Ishmaelado, is also player have his name taken.
Yeah, and that was a deliberate foul, but he had to take one for the team. As you could see, other players on the run, and all that Hamza Issa had to do was to just hit one good ball onto the path of any player making a forward run, and it could have been dangerous for Heart of Lions. And I was just totally read by him.
Here comes Adamu. Again, cleared. F saying it's just happening. A lot of us showboating there with Opuafrani. Sorry, he's always there to deal with the scenario there. Hearts of Oak taking the 4th position on the log there. The confirmation of the yellow card there to Ishmaelado. It's a win today, really. We'll see Hearts of Oak closing the gap though on Mediama SC and Gold Stars to 2nd or first, respectively, depending on how it works out for them. Only scored 15 goals in the league, which makes them better than any other. Only Samatex with 16 goals and 11 Wonders with 14 goals scored. And so that's the number of goals scored there by Hearts of Oak. And a little bit of work there from the Phobians, Emmanuel Amankwa, right full back. Ali Mohammed here for Hearts of Oak trying to calm things. I was looking at long balls into the box there, and he was going to have a lot of work there from Fawzi Ali at the back for Heart of Lions. The top scorer is there for Heart of Lions, and the Premier League this season is Michael Efson. He scored 6 goals. Paul Ateji on the bench has scored 4. Chauncey Freeman and Ishmaelado, Kojo Pink Jr. and Sido Asante all with 2 goals each. And here comes Hamza Issa. Hearts of Oak with a chance now. Issa squares one into the box, and the referee's been bundled down. And Mauli Wayo was looking to pounce on that cross there from Hamza Issa, but the goalkeeper had already picked the ball.
He was in motion. There was nothing he could have done about that. A bit reckless as well. A bit reckless, just came into contact with Nete. But you'd say that was a bit feeble from Hamza Issa. Yeah, he got the first touch right, but just couldn't connect. Just that ball. You could see the run of Mauli Wayo from the far end, just quick approaching, and just look at that. I'd say it was a bit unintentional there. There was no way he could have reduced, the velocity at which he was coming with. Just look at that, just bumps into Nete. Issa could have just squared that ball a bit more, better there.
Again, the fans expected to trip to the stadium and watch almost everything here at the stadium. Randy Abe is here, the CEO of Kokoboard, also the bankroller there of Hearts of Lions, to watch this game. Again, a very exciting moment there for Hearts of Lions in terms of what they intend to do. It wasn't really looking good there for Hearts of Lions at some point in time there, having to move out the bottom half of the Premier League log and eventually again picking up the pieces, and now they find themselves in 10th. And they may want to continue with that. A win here certainly gives them a huge boost.
Yeah, and there's a team that spent match week 5, match week 7 at the top of the table. Tells you that they had enough quality when the league started. The objectives were so clear. We finished 2nd last season. This season, we could just give ourselves a bit of a push, and we could, win the league title. Unfortunately, just things went south for them between match week 10 and match week 19, and they went about 10 weeks without picking up any wins in the Ghana Premier League, and that's where they began to realize that the league was way out of reach.
Constructing something beautiful there, Lions. Cleverly played there by Adamu. DOGLI, always the man who is there destroying everything. Hearts of Oak. And definitely going to be a foul here. Ali Mohammed has been really a towering figure at the back there for Hearts of Oak.
They struggled at times already in this game, but lovely ball into the channel. Michael Efson a bit late. Yeah, that straight leg there, catching Muhammad Ali, and Ali had to use that space to his advantage, arriving there very much on time. Oh.
Ado, One of the best of passes there, Aldo, and just put the team in a very awkward position. That showboating was not necessary, wasn't it?
It's been a bit casual sometimes, in the middle of the pitch for both sides. We've seen Heart of Oak lose some balls passively over there, same as Heart of Lions.
Again, they're trying to work something else there. DOGLI, once again, Heart of Oak winning back the possession, still in Asaria Pia and Hussein. Good turn from Hussein here. Heart of Oak calmly trying to move the ball around. Oh, he's not in a hurry to move the balls themselves, Heart of Oak. Clearly trying to come things. Wafrani and now find space down to Rafael Ponsa. Back to Wafrani. And now find space in Emmanuel Amankwa. Well, the Phobians not really in a hurry to move things around. Ali Mohammed. Afrani. Really give the ball away, but Heart of Oak still have possession. And here comes Hussein. And charging forward, looking for support on left-hand side. Steven Asaria, Pia ball into the box, and the header comes out. Beautifully done. Mauli Wayo nearly trying to find a way to get the goal there for Heart of Oak. But Nete was equally up to the task.
Yeah, that was a sweet delivery from the left-hand side. Pia Asari, just look at that, perfectly weighted. That thumping header, not enough power behind it. Well, that's what you want from your attackers. That's what you want them to do, to attack these balls, not to win these duels. And Wayo does very well. The defender just doesn't see him coming. You're thinking a bit more power would have made the work a bit more difficult for Jason Nete, who's barely been tested.
Well, again, it's going to be a cooling break here this afternoon at the Bando Stadium. Once again, we're still having that surgical operation of the two hearts there. So far, so good. Everybody has been in check there and not any trouble to report on. So the only thing we'll have to say that two players have had their names taken, Ishmaelado of Heart of Lions and David Opuafrani. But Benjamin Asari pretty much calm at the back. Remember, he's going to jet off to Germany and Austria very soon to play a part for the Black Stars in the friendly games there, and so nearly and has to be calming himself down, not really to pick up any injury there. But for Bashir Hayford, it's pretty much of a very energy and not the best of a calm day for them. They really need the 3 points at least to make a statement on the Premier League table.
Yeah, but they've also come close, a couple of times talking about Heart of Lions. They've created some decent chances, and their danger man so far has been Kelvin Asen. So we've seen him, hit two lovely strikes, both from that stance and one, a wicked deflection, nearly catching Benjamin Asari off guard. But, Benjamin Asari himself yet to make any save. And Heart of Oak, you speak about the fact that, even though they are not scoring, they always keep it tight at the back, which we've seen so far. Even though they've also seen David Opuafrani also pick up a yellow card so far in this game. That header from Mauli Wayo hasn't also been bad. But that 4-3-3 formation from them, seeing Mohamed Hussein play as the most advanced midfielder hasn't been bad. They've casually lost the ball, but I'll tell you what, I think there's more in this game to happen. There's still more, to see, especially with Heart of Lions, being so strong whenever they play against Heart of Oak on this ground.
interesting bit about the game here is that Lions have scored 6 goals in the last 5 matches, but have also conceded 6 in that same period. They have only won twice and lost 3 in the last 5 games as well. 2 with Karela, 1-0 defeat to Adriana and Midiama, as well as a 2-1 loss to Gold Stars. And now they have not lost at home to Hearts of Oak in the last 5 home meetings. As they try to charge forward here. Good defensive play and a higher Chuan. And aggressing the net there. Quality shot there from Hearts of Lions. That should have been it. That should have been it there. And this time it came from Ismail Bambila.
From a distance again. I had that ball coming off the foot. You know, the ankle of Rafael Amponsa has landed right in front of him. Struck that again. Just missing the target by inches. Just look at that. Yeah, off the foot of Afrani, and just look at that. Benjamin Asari at full stretch. Nothing. You know, on it. Again, Hearts of Oak being too casual in the defensive third.
Ball into the box once again, punched away by Asari. Goalless once again here at the Bando Stadium between Lions and Hearts of Oak. Once again, another better defensive play there from Bismarck Enim. Hamza Issa really on his tails. Now, the only time Lions failed to score in their last 6 games in our competition was the match against Holy Stars. Hearts of Oak also failed to score against Holy Stars. Santiago of course will lose it to Holy Stars back at Zanzibar. As a hope game of Holy Stars could play their yard dance have been fouled. The fans really looking to see how each of the 2 sides will have the first goal. Yeah, that's the yeah.
Aggressive, a bit more aggressive by Steven. Sorry, appear there. I've not seen the best of him so far. He's always stuck, onto the left-hand side. Wow, after combining for, the attacking move with himself, Hussein, and then also that move, not really seeing a lot of balls go to him. And Hearts of Lions have done a very good job in midfield, trying to block all these passing lanes, allowing the attackers of Hearts of Oak knock on the ball.
Done so. Efsin. Just not the best of control there from Efsin. Again, you just want to see how the 2 sides will be coming out with something spectacular there. And defensively, they try to work it out beautifully there. Bambila wins it. There comes Ascenso. Looking for some bit of space here. Lions have to play from the back, one of their strengths. Spoke about there by Di Dramani. And they do have possession and not under any threat or any pressure at all. One of the things that Vogel really failed to do so is that intense pressing movement, which is around the 18-yard box over the position. Something they failed to do quite well against Basakoli Stars, eventually drawing the game goalless. Fawzi Ali here for Heart of Lions. Oh, he's looking to hit one up front. Here comes Efsin. He's been well policed at the back there by Apor Frani and Ali Mohammed. He hasn't had his day in the game there.
He's also had limited support, Efsin. Just loves to move out of position, sometimes dragging the centre backs along with him.
Once again, another ball into the half a bound. Gets the balls down to goalkeeper Nete. So Bashir here for 10-70 on the 24th day of December 2025. One of the oldest coaches in the country in the Premier League, 70 years of age, and is still going very strong here with Hearts of Lions. Good play there, good play, Hearts of Lions. Still trying to move in the foul here on Moses Saidem. Again, the Phobians will definitely be contesting that decision, but again, it's really gone up.
Yeah.
And Adamu has charged here to have brought down Aidem.
Yeah, clearly, just, you know, a nudge at the back of Aidem. It was a skill earlier on, you know, to elude Baba Adamu. Baba Adamu just wouldn't give up. Just continued to chase that ball by Aidem. So skillful. Let's see. Really a bad position to win a foul for his side.
Again, this is a man who's urgently trying to make sure he organizes well to defend this line. DOGLI behind the ball. Just having the likes of Hussein and Steven Asari up here, just behind it. This is a set piece for DOGLI, and Hearts of Lions would want to really take advantage of it. Sends the ball down to the right hand side. Again, it's been pushed away by Hussein. Again, a training ground. As well, maybe.
Yeah. I give credit to Mohamed Hussein. Read the situation very well and dealt with it.
The ball into the box now, and it's been cleared. Lions went out to find a way to defend the lines. Finally, flag up front offside.
Yeah, again, failing to stay on side when that ball came in. Fauzi.
DOGLI wins it now for Lions. Aidem just waiting. Ishmaelado. Asenso. Fauzi Ali. Good defensive play there. Baba Adamu here with Dali. Too many. Showboating in the game, and DOGLI would have to come in to tidy up things.
Yeah, if you're Bashir Ford, you might not be happy, you know, especially when there's a chance to advance that ball. There was so much space. At that point, you're thinking that was a bit needless. When you've been gifted a ball right inside the penalty area of your opponent, just too many touches for me. And like you rightly said, I think when you're drawing goalers in such a huge game, you start to showboat.
Always look at the confidence level of Benjamin Asari anytime he's trying to play from the back. It doesn't seem like a goalkeeper who's on any threat at all. And again, it's another late extension of the arm there on DOGLI.
It was. For a second he lost that ball, but I think Mohamed Hussein wasn't looking in an attempt to win that ball. Just look at that. Yeah, he lost at the end, clearly. Hussein, it's a natural movement of the arm there, but unfortunately for him, this catches, you know, the truth of DOGLI.
Again, it's one of the difficult moments there for players to just have the ball. Hearts have scored 2 goals in their last 5 matches with Baba Adamu currently playing as the left full back. And Henry Kweku, who's not playing a part. Bambila here. Squares one, finds space. Aidem, Efsin. And ETSE DOGLI. But this time Asari will have to collect that one.
Yeah, that's not beaten Benjamin Asari, but it was a good combination there. A couple of players, but ETSE DOGLI right there, arriving on time to hit that one. And the build-up, Hearts of Oak protesting that Rafael Amponsa should have won a foul there because he was impeded, but that was a good work there. You have Efsin just teeing up ETSE DOGLI, and not enough power behind that ball.
It's been a feisty and a fearless contested game, isn't it?
It has, and we've seen between the intervals that, you know, the physicality sometimes. We've seen the 2 yellow cards, you know, happening in the space of a minute. We've seen some good balls as well, but you sometimes have to take the risk. Something both teams haven't done so far in this game, even though Heart of Lions, they've had larger shelf possession. They've advanced the ball, you know, more than Heart of Oak. They've had more touches in the opposition penalty area as well. You need a lot more, you know, to crack open either defense. You need a lot more from the attackers.
One of the things really are working hard for Hearts of Oak this season really has been their defensive lines and the goalkeepers. Got in the setup, Suleiman Abashi, another very quality goalkeeper. We also had Asari. And then comes Aban and Hamza Isa, and safety first there from Aban.
And they want to put himself in any sort of, you know, tight situation there. There was no support as well for Aban. Getting that one out of play, and you'd always think, you know, he's built that good, formidable partnership with Robin Hennessy, who's out, and Fauzi Ali today you'd say has complemented, you know, his strength so well. And that was that foul. Emmanuel Amankwa, he's been quiet over some time now, but it was a sense, so just lunges into him. You talk about Hearts of Oak not really scoring goals, and you know, I think sometimes their failure to allow the fullbacks to join attack, you know, sometimes makes them a bit blunt and flat up front. And today, you know, with the exception of Baba Ademu, who's, you know, really been active down the line on the left-hand side, we've not really seen Emmanuel Amankwa bump forward and apply any sort of support to the attackers.
ETSE DOGLI once again is always going to be the man to look out for when he's on the ball at the midfield. Well, Hearts of Oak have the most number of clean sheets, 19 in the Premier League. Benjamin Asari with 12, Suleiman Agbasi with 6, and Shaib Shaibu with 1. Makes them one of the best sides in terms of our defensive play.
And these are historic numbers, Graham. These are huge numbers that could, you know, really set so many records defensively. You know, they've only conceded in 6 games. That's impressive. You know, and they've only conceded more than a goal twice in 25 games, and those 2 games were 2-2 against Gold Stars at home, and that 2-0 defeat to Kerala United in Tamale. So for 23 games, they've not conceded more than a goal. See that they are not conceding, or they only concede 1 goal. And you know, to some extent, these are crazy numbers for a side. Well, the only problem has been the fact that they are not scoring goals for Hearts of Oak, and that's where the head coach speaks about how frustrating it is. Once you have such a tight defense and you can complement it with a good, sharp attack, then you're on your way to winning the title, I guess.
Yeah, two players colliding on each other. Oh, the Hearts of Oak player just down there looking for support there. Bit of a worrying scenario there for the Phobians as well. And so coming back into the game with 2 minutes of added time, we're picking information. And Stephen Asari Apia just going down together with Yao Danso.
That was a heavy one. Even though you'd say the intensity of the game has been, a bit low sometimes. We've seen it at a very high tempo, but we've seen so many aggressive tackles, the nudges, the push, the shoving. And it's just typical of this game whenever they play here at the Bando Stadium.
So the numbers will continue to swell here at the Bando Stadium as we approach the end of the first half. Every time you get to see the teams coming up spectacularly on top and taking advantage of a slip or a blip there defensively. You'll see how the teams recover quickly. And Asari is always able to pick up his man there. DOGLI is still down.
I think that was an off-the-ball incident. The referee just not seeing that.
Well, so far, 2 yellow cards. Not too many controversial decisions that have been taken today, but I get to tell you that the referee has been pretty much clean.
Yeah, he has, and you talk about that moment, of mayhem in the space of just a minute or two, where we saw Ishmael Ado being carded, but right before that was a point Franny who halted, a Heart of Lions attack, and since then, it's been flat at times, but that's it. We've not even spoken about the weather conditions, Graham. It's quite hot, and sometimes it takes a toll on these players, externally. And you talk about Hearts of Oak, they love to press, counter press at all times, but today it looks like they are going with the mid block. They are not really exerting too much energy to win the ball up front. They rather need to keep their shape in the middle of the pitch to win the balls.
Ozjali, series of errors going on. DOGLI. Tell you what, it's been one of the games to always look up to, the battle of the hearts here at the Bando Stadium. Clearly, there hasn't really been any clear-cut opportunity, except to say that Bambila's strike there, gracing the net, was the only for the Heart of Lions. Would say they came closer scoring, but this is a game where the Phobians, after the draw with Holy Stars, certainly want to get themselves back into the scoring sheet there. Benjamin Asari has also been pretty much quiet this afternoon there, but the second half, another 45 minutes is all we're waiting for to see which of the two sides will be able to pick up the 3-point stake here. And so you've been seeing the performance of Lions and Hearts of Oak in terms of possession and the yellow card, one apiece, I should say.
Yeah, the shots, we saw one shot on target by Ishmael Ado, the other from Mauli Wayuda, but then calmly collected by Jason Neti. And possession-wise, we've seen Heart of Oak also having a larger share, 57% to 43% of Heart of Lions, and the corners also going in favor of Heart of Lions.
So this is a game where we come back in the second half to see what really happens here. Half time here, Hearts of Lions 0, Hearts of Oak 0.